Welcome to NFT Prime Time. Prime Time. Prime Time. First inaugural show, NFT Prime Time. I'm Anthony Bashilio. I'm with Kevin Lavonis, my partner, with apnTech.io. This is the first show of many. We're going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about NFTs. We're going to be talking about how we're incorporating NFTs into our current business model. We're going to talk about NFTs that I've collected over the past year. I've been collecting NFTs now since the beginning. It's been a little over a year now. Definitely pissed away a good amount of money on how I first entered into the NFT space and what I thought was going to happen. And it was completely the opposite. And, Kevin, me and you talked about this, right? And, we could go right into it, but if you want to just introduce yourself and who you are.
No, Kevin Lavonis, the innovation guy over here at apnTech or Apin Technologies. So it was interesting because Anthony was out purchasing NFTs, and by him purchasing, the NFTs, going through that, inspired me personally to go and say, like, how can we use this for business?
Yeah, how can we use this technology for business? And it took a while to figure out the plan, and throughout the next couple of episodes, I think it'll take a while for people to understand what we're going to be doing.
But it's like anything. You have this like shiny ball. It was blockchain. Right. So I personally didn't go down the path of NFTs. It was blockchain. Right. So 6 months ago, it was, how do we incorporate the blockchain doing that? It wasn't what you were doing.
Yeah. And then the next thing it was NFT. So I got my apnTech trusty handed bat over here in case Kevin gets out of line. He gets smacked with the fucking spiky bat right here. See this apnTech right here? I'm going to put this right here. Okay. This is for tangent alerts. So yeah, when I first started buying NFTs, the reason why I got involved, me and actually Ricky, who we got to bring on the show too, eventually was, Ricky was always big into, he actually owned a sports memorabilia business. That's what he did. He sold it over the phone, collectibles, big into baseball cards, collectibles, signed baseballs. He's hung out with tons of athletes, and he knew that space really. He knows everything about that space. I'm a huge sports fan. We got Quan, by the way. Quan's our producer over here, and he might chime in over here, especially when we're talking about sports. And so in my mind, I was like, dude, I know sports, and, collectors are going to go nuts over sports NFTs, and I think that's the way to go because all the PFP projects, profile picture projects, they call them, where all the JPEGs, they call them the JPEGs, the images, that was hot, and I didn't buy anything like that. I only bought sports NFTs in the beginning.
Did you buy any memorabilia before?
Oh, when I was a kid, I was big in sports cards.
Yeah.
Not necessarily some signed stuff, but I was never into signed jersey or or I wasn't into autographs really, but I always was big on cards, especially baseball cards when I was a kid.
Everybody was.
In probably from 1985 to 1995 was I was a collector.
The Ken Griffey Jr.
The upper deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. Yeah, man, but I was a big Fred McGriff. Remember Fred McGriff? I had a
Crime Dog.
Remember Crime Dog? I had a lot of I was a big Fred McGriff fan, and and Mark McGwire. Remember the USA Olympic baseball card, Mark McGwire. So I still do have a ton of baseball cards. Then I went into football cards a little bit, and then once I got through high school, I kind of stopped. But I'm a sports fanatic. Period. That's all I fucking watch.
Think about how interesting that was. It was sports. And people thought it was going to be sports, and then it ended up being something completely different.
With the sports?
No, it was sports, and then it's
with the NFTs,
Bored Ape Yacht Club and Doodles
to me, it was I saw all these image NFTs, PFP, profile picture and NFTs, and I was like, these are nothing but sports. Sports historically, collectibles have always, it became valuable, and when I saw these, these run Eternity, a great site, beautiful sports memorabilia NFTs, and I was like, and there were limited runs, one of 100, one of 10, one of 50, and small ones. Wow, these are going to be worth a lot of money. Wow, the Messi NFTs, only 500 of this one, or only Alexander Ovechkin, only 30 40s ever made. The guy's going to break Wayne Gretzky's fucking all-time goal scoring record. How is this not going to be worth a lot of money once he breaks the record?
Let me ask your opinion. Do you think that the sports stuff is going to take off eventually? Like your opinion.
So
Because now we've been in it for a while. We've been like watching the market.
So Ricky and I questioned it.
Yeah.
Because at first we were all in on it. We were both buying all the sports ones, right? Candy came out with the baseball, the stadiums, and and then we bought the Lou Gehrig's. I thought we had $1 million in NFTs. So the first baseball NFT launch was the Lou Gehrig. They only launched 100 of them, right? For $250 each. Lou Gehrig,
Was that the first one?
It was the first official Major League Baseball NFT with candy, the first one, and it was a Lou Gehrig. And I remember I'm like, Rick, this is the one. And we're like, all right, 9 a.m. on Saturday, it's gonna go live. You gotta be in front of the fucking computer, get ready to go. You know what I mean? And we're waiting, right? And then 9 o'clock it goes live, and I'm like, buy. And then I clicked it again, and I bought another one. I was like, holy! I bought another one, and I bought another. I bought 4 of them, and then Ricky bought 4 of them. And we bought 8 out of the only 100 of them that were even ever minted. I'm like, holy shit, how did we do that? And then we're in the Discord, and people are like, I got 4. They're like, people are like, how'd you get 4? I'm like, what do you mean? I kept pressing buy. Like, you could have bought more than one. Like, nobody even thought about to keep clicking.
What was the
buy
cost?
now,
What,
$250.
Oh,
buy now. And I bought 4. So me and Ricky had 8 out of the 100 that exist right now of Lou Gehrig's. And I have the number 4. And his jersey number is 4. So that's might be number 1 and number 4 should end up being the most valuable ones. So we thought, like, holy shit, this is going to be worth. And then it did catch. It got up to like 5 ETH, 6 ETH, and ETH back then was $3,000-$4,000. I was like, holy shit, I own 4 of these. They're worth already like, 10 grand each. This is going to be worth $1 million one day. Like, that's how we thought about it.
I remember you calling me up and you were talking about this, and I was just thinking, oh, what's going on here?
So
really, I had no idea.
So I keep going into that sports stuff. I keep buying more and more sports stuff, and nothing's like gaining traction or really moving. And big athletes like Dan Marino did a drop, and Shaquille O'Neal, and Pele. I bought a Pele one, and Anderson Silva. My wallet's loaded with them. I bought a couple. I bought Khabib. I got a Khabib one, only 1 of 100. Like ones that I thought were going to be, and they. Even before ETH dumped, even before ETH dumped, they just weren't moving.
Yeah.
And then me and Rick are like, dude, it seems like sports collectors are not migrating to the NFT world. They like the physical memorabilia, and it's still really.
I heard someone say this the other day, and they said blockchain's a culture. It's a totally different culture. Like, it's Discord instead of.
But here's the thing:
Slack or WhatsApp.
Here's the thing that threw me off.
Yeah.
Was that NBA Top Shot? That was the first major sports organization to do their own NFT called Top Shot, NBA Top Shot, and those were flying, bro. LeBron James worth $400,000 in this one and that. So, and that was before I started buying. So, and I was like, when I saw Top Shot, I was like, fuck, I'm already too late to this one, but I'm early on the other ones, the Lou Gehrig, so I thought that no doubt I was gonna score because NBA Top Shot already generated like $3 billion. So I was like, Rick, we gotta jump on the baseball, football before, because NBA already crushed it. We gotta be ahead of it with baseball and football, and we did. We were in the beginning, so I thought for sure it was gonna go crazy because we watched Top Shot just set record numbers, right? So it made no sense.
What about now? Do you know?
So I don't know. Like today, Top Shot still does well. But all the other ones like NFL All Day does okay, which is similar to Top Shots and UFC Strike, but none of them have come close to what Top Shot did in their first year, which was a little odd to me. You know what I mean? So I kind of tailed back.
I'm talking about everything else outside of sports. I compared like sports versus everything. And I have a point here that I want to make. So yesterday we went out to dinner with your son, right? Yeah. Conrad in LA. We went to a great steakhouse. What was the name of it? I don't remember the name of it.
Boa.
Boa. And he got talking about his business model, and I like me and Anthony like getting together and brainstorming regarding like how to make this business a little bit better, right? So we ended up going out to drinks with the owner of Ed Hardy, right? And they started talking fashion shop. And me and Anthony looked at each other.
I don't know what the fuck.
The fuck is he talking about? Like this fashion pop-up shop, and they walk in, like, oh, I understand this and this, and I'm like, I wouldn't understand.
I didn't like the designs. It's a little lazy.
But you can tell that these guys are so smart that they could walk into a shop like that and literally break down a business model and understand like this is how they're going to generate money and this is how it's $1 billion company. Where me and Anthony would look at it and be like, I have no idea. But the point being is,
like they walked into that boutique shop, right?
Correct.
And where there's all these overpriced items, but they're like once we walked in, we realized that the story behind it, and that's why I would have never. Me and you would have walked in that shop, be like $1,200 for a hat, fuck this, and walked out.
Like if
you know, they understood
foresight.
it. Yeah, they just know.
it's the culture. So
Yeah.
if you really want to make money with NFTs or blockchain, you got to get fucking involved. And I would suggest you get involved on both ends. You get involved on purchasing it, understand that, understanding the culture, understanding where they communicate, understand who the buyers are. But if you want to build a business, like, well, you got to get involved on the technology side. You got to go and find the developer, and that's what I do on my side, right?
Now, Kevin,
So-
this is Kevin's camera right here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
okay.
that one, right?
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
This is our first time, okay?
I was looking at Quan.
I saw you looking at Quan. You got to look at that fucking
Yeah.
thing. So anyway, you know, so while me and Ricky are scratching our heads about why sports aren't catching on,
The culture part. This is the culture part.
all the PFP projects are going fucking nuts. The Apes and the Bored Ape Yacht Club, we're like, holy shit. And meanwhile, the Bored Ape Yacht Club's at like 5 ETH, 7. We're like, holy shit, it's at 7 ETH. I would never pay 7 times 3, 21,000. Why are you fucking nuts? I would never pay that kind of money for that, right? That's
How do you predict that? Like,
that's
how
how
do you
we're
even-
thinking
Yeah.
at the time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, there's no way. I'm never going to get into these PFP projects. I'm sticking with the sports. I know sports. I don't know this stuff. I don't like it, whatever. But as time goes on, sports ain't fucking moving, but this fucking shit's moving. So Ricky starts to dabble a little bit, and he's letting me know, hey, bro, I just bought this one. I think you should buy it. Hey, bro. So I start buying too. Now I'm spending fucking money here. Now all of a sudden, like, Lou Gehrig was $250, and I thought that was a lot of money, but I did it. Now all of a sudden I'm spending $1,000. 2,000, like all of a sudden it's like it's you know the barrier, like you're buying into the hype, just like no different than like when the housing market goes up, everybody just starts buying. When the stock market's on fire, everybody starts buying, and even though you know it's happening, you still get on the fucking hype train. It's weird how you
FOMO.
yeah.
really
Meanwhile,
is.
the smartest guys in the world, they wait till there's blood on the streets, like Warren Buffett, and then they clean up. They
Yeah.
wait till there's foreclosures, and then they clean up, right? But it's tough. It's FOMO. It's fucking FOMO's real.
Yeah, no, but even when you were describing on your end the sports end, I'm like, I got to get involved.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, from the money end, but also I gotta understand this because you were just blazing a trail on at least understanding it on the consumer end.
Yeah, yeah. So now I'm putting a good amount of money and I'm buying and now I'm starting to buy the PFP projects, right? And I'm going again on hype. You know, Gary V's pumping something on Twitter, so I buy what he says. Oh, Gary V promoted this one, I'm buying this one, right? And I'm hearing the stories. 98% of NFT projects will go to zero. Be careful what you buy.
100%.
So all you keep hearing, and I'm buying, and then I'm like getting into like these flipper things. Oh, if I buy for a half the flipper, like I'm trying to actually like make money with it, and I caught myself pretty quick. Like, what am I doing? Like, I make good money with our business, and I'm not here to flip and I'm not a fucking day trader. Like, I like sports. That's why I started buying them. But if I'm gonna buy these PFP projects, I'm gonna buy ones that I think are gonna be sure bets and hold for long term.
How many people have you spoken to? I could say almost everybody. When you start describing your business, they say, "Oh, I want to get involved, or I want to purchase an NFT." How many people have you come across?
A lot.
A lot. Almost everybody.
Yeah, a
They
lot.
understand it. They understand like something's going on,
Yeah.
and they just want to get involved.
A lot of people get hurt.
But you can get involved with what?
You could literally buy something and in 2 days it goes from $2,000 to zero like that, bro. It's fucking fast. It's fast. It's the speed of the NFT, the way it moves, just like crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know how fast crypto goes up and down and it's nuts? This is times 100, bro. One day it's 10 ETH, the next day it's 4. Like, because it's a domino effect. I'll give you a great example, okay? A thing's going up, right? 6 ETH, 7 ETH, 8 ETH, 9 ETH in like 4 hours, right? And then, right, and the floor price is set. What the floor price is the price of the one that's the lowest price one for sale, right? Because you got to list it for sale. People can make offers on any of them, right? But then just buy now, and you list it for sale. So let's say the floor price is 9, and then someone wants to just get rid of theirs. They want to sell. They want to liquidate. They do 8.5. Another guy sees 8.5. He goes, oh fuck. He puts 8.3. Another guy goes, I want to. Oh shit, something happening. I go 8.1. Then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Bro, it'll happen like that. And like people start thinking that people are dumping, right? And then they start just lowering their floor price, and the floor price crashes. That's why in the Discords, people will try like, hey guys, don't list for sale, don't fuck up the floor, hold, don't list for buy now. They're always they're trying to manipulate and manufacture it because it happens so much.
I heard this saying the other day. It was, you're either a buyer or a seller. Now in our case, we're buyers. We're buyers.
Yeah.
So we see the upside in this on the technology side, even on speculation on these NFTs. It's going to go up. It's going to go up probably indefinitely. At what speed? I know there's going to be a lot of this going on.
Just like crypto.
Just like crypto.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
like,
is.
Yeah. I mean, actually, just like anything, even something more stable.
Just
like
faster.
Real estate or the stock market or anything where there's some speculation, there's going to be a downside. The question is, are you going to sell it on the downside, or are you just going to keep it? Right, and keep up. For us personally, we're buyers. We're buyers literally on the technology side, building it for our business.
Yep.
But also from a consumer side, buying the NFTs.
Yep.
I was at an event. This goes back maybe 5 years ago, but it stuck in my head. So I end up doing a little speech, and the guy comes to me. He's like, "Oh, thank you very much." He's like, "What's one piece of advice I could take?" I'm like, "Here's the best piece of advice. You're going to start a company. If you have I asked him, I was like, "Do you have $5,000?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fucking burn it." Just expect to lose it, because when you first come out and you try to learn something, and take that as a learning experience.
Yep.
Like, so something like this, can you really expect to make a ton of money? I would probably say not. You're gonna have to get your skill set up, and you're gonna have to really understand this. The first couple purchases, you're probably gonna fuck up. You probably will.
Now, yeah.
Now, I mean, okay, let's put it this way. Before we uncovered the blue chips that we have that we feel really have an upside, like how much did we actually purchase? It was probably shit. You're going to fail more than you're going to win.
I personally did a lot. Now, there was guys who crushed it and got lucky. Don't get me wrong. Guys who bought on a mint, because back then it was like get on the white list and mint, and then they flew up and they kept flipping and making. There's guys that made millions of dollars with it, right? I wasn't one of those guys, right? Because I'm not a flipper. I'm a holder. I was holding everything and I wasn't selling. I remember calling Ricky, "Hey, bro, isn't the point of this to make money? Like, don't we have to like sell sometimes? Like, are we just holding everything?" And then I used to break his balls, and I'm sure he'll watch this. I'm like, "Yeah, don't forget, remember, hold forever, never sell." Like, I'm always breaking his balls. Then what are we selling? Because we were like kind of doing it together for a while. Then Ricky got really fucking infatuated, and I don't know, and he's got a lot more than us right now. But I think we both learned over time, like that there's going to be, just like anything else, there's going to be an Amazon that comes out of this. There's going to be an eBay that comes out of this. 100%. There's going to be some giants that come out of this, and to get on the right side are the right ones. Now, I wish I would have knew that a little earlier, because I would have bought the right side of the right ones when they were more, manageable price-wise, but we made a decision after talking to you. Like, look, let's just pick up the ones that we know for sure, that are going to be winners. The Bored Ape Yacht Club being the number one. Bored Apes were already out of reach, but we bought a couple Mutant Apes.
What was the cost for that? That was expensive.
About $100K each.
Yeah.
And now they're worth, maybe $30K, whatever it is with the translation of ETH. But I'm not. That's because of the price of ETH. Going down, which will come back up. So I'm not concerned with the current value. I'm really not, because I feel like because they have money behind them. They have funding behind them. They have hundreds of millions of dollars to develop it. The ones that only made money off of the mint, and then the owners took whatever, and then they're trying to survive. Like, those are the guys who are going to be out of business. The ones who have Clone X has Nike behind them. They ain't fucking going nowhere, dude. They're going all in on the metaverse and what they're doing.
Do you think that we could be wrong?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think with the ones I'm going to talk about, right? Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Clone X.
And these are the blue chips.
Blue chips. Doodles. The Doodles, the Doodles founders, I've listened to, and this is because of Ricky.
Do they have a podcast or no?
They have tons of podcasts.
Okay.
They're fucking savages, and they're building a real fucking brand. Like, they talk about their vision and their goal is to make Doodles a household name, and to get Doodles in fucking every household in the country. They just signed Pharrell to do a fucking music record label, and they're doing the Doodles Volume 1 with Pharrell singing. Like they're like doing the right thing. Like, you see it. That's one of them. And then Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, who owns it, right? They just created the other side, which is the metaverse for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And, we got a couple of airdrops of the land. And then we bought a land with a coda, because we think that the code is going to be about equal value to a ape, right? What they're saying now is that the coders are going to come off of the land to be its own collection, and we think Coda is going to be like as valuable as an ape. So I think that I have that in here. And what else? Moonbirds. So this fucking Moonbird just took off, and the CEO's a savage, and he's such a good speaker, and all the plans they had a first project called Proof Collective that went crazy, like over 100 ETH, and then Moonbirds was their first PFP projects. They're smart. They're going to be one of the winners for sure. They're aligning with the right people.
What about the Wolf game? You've been talking about that a long time now.
That's a unique thing, and I'll talk about that in a second. So Moonbirds. I have a couple other ones that I'm not sure that I'm a World of Women, I think also, it's at like 4 or 5 ETH now, but World of Women is, to me, the Bored Ape Yacht Club for women entrepreneurs. And there's a celebrity women behind it. Eva Longoria is one of the big girls behind it. A lot of other women celebrities. I think that Madonna's somehow involved. So I think that's going to be fucking huge, right? So that's like the blue chips that there's the Lou Gehrig's that I, think of, right? And then the one unique one that we are betting on is the Wolf game. The Wolf game is different than the other stuff because what the Wolf game's trying to do, and I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club's trying to do the same thing, but Wolf game's trying to actually build a sustainable ecosystem economy built around the Wool token. Like they're trying to make a game where you play a game and you actually make money with it and the token goes up in value and it says it's sustainable over time. When they first came out, they were the fucking talk of there was guys that made 30 ETH overnight, dude. They were the first one to set it up where like you minted it and you either got a sheep or a wolf. And there was like only like 10% were wolves and 90% were sheep. And then the wolves would eat the sheep.
Think about this. So Anthony calls me up. This is before I even got involved. And he started describing this game to me. I'm like, what? How is this going to work? How are you going to make money off of it? It doesn't make sense.
So what happened was it worked. People were making tons of money, but it wasn't sustainable. The Wool token started tanking because people were just dumping it for ETH and making money. And then, but the guy, the shepherd, who no one knows who he is, and he always talks in cryptic language and makes these cryptic tweets. Apparently, he's some kind of tokenomics fucking wizard and really understands this game. They knew what was up and they put a pause to the game. Like, all right, we're gonna. This is gonna take a while. Those of you who are here, you gotta just hang in here for the long run. We're gonna build this full game and make it sustainable. It's gonna last and make everybody that's involved there a lot of money for a long time.
You know what's interesting is when you get involved with this project, you really start questioning. Like, there's economics here. Like, there's token exchange.
This is complicated shit.
No, that's what I mean. And then you start saying like, well, how do you relate that to the real world? Because with money that's backed by productivity, like I'm working for the money. But there's no work here. Like people aren't working. Like how is that like crypto being produced and how is there a value? So for me personally, I went back, I bought a blockchain. Like how does Bitcoin work? Like 101. And I was really trying to understand it. I watched a Netflix documentary and I was trying to, really understand like the inception, right? Which was the Silk Road, right? That exchange that happened. And they came up with a way to exchange goods. But how do you exchange goods like that? Without using money, so that's where they came up with the digital coin, which was with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Right. So they came up with a method to do that, and nobody trusted each other, right? So how do you do that online? And that's how they created the ledger, right? So it's decentralized, as in it's everywhere.
Yep.
Right. And because it's everywhere, and you can check the ledger, or anybody could check the ledger, then there's trust there. So I went back and I started really uncovering, and then. So the owner of Ethereum, right? Did you did you ever read his story or how he came about that?
No.
He got pissed off there was a video game, right? And he had a like a sword or something like that, and the video game that he was playing in took the sword, right? So they like somehow reclaimed it.
Like a Minecraft?
Yeah. So he was like, I can't fucking believe this. I thought I owned the sword. Or I thought I owned this weapon, and next thing you know, I don't. It didn't happen. Like they took it back. So he started questioning like, well, how do I actually own this? Like, how can I actually like really own this digital piece?
Own a piece of the internet.
So that's how he came up with
the digital asset.
Yeah, digital asset and Ethereum, and being able to transport that to say other video games,
Yep.
and that was the inception of this. So, it's. Yeah, so
It's
interesting. It's really interesting because, and you put some thought into it. Like, go back and look at it, and because we're really at the inception here of history. This is all brand new stuff.
It's new. And listen, I'm a business owner. I know my business very, very well. I'm only talking about what I know. I'm no crypto expert. I wasn't investing in crypto before this. The NFTs just allured me with the sports stuff, and that's why I got involved with it. So I'm just talking about what I know. There's a lot I don't know. In fact, Kevin, since I started doing this, he's the one who started doing even more research on blockchain. And he's been to events already, so he already knows way more than me about blockchain functionality. He's been deep diving. But this is just what I've been doing and what I know so far, and watching how it's amazing just to watch the amount of money that went fucking through here in the past year and a half.
But it's really interesting
insanity.
because we're in the process of getting a utility patent with what we're doing,
Yep.
right? And so Anthony's on the patent, but every time we do something, we make an important decision, I have to ask him because I may be uncovering it from one end, the technology underneath, but Anthony understands it from the consumer end, which is extremely important.
He's always asking me, so like on OpenSea, so how does it work? Like how do people find you? How do they make offers? How does it work? How do you accept offers? Like, like all the functionality of buying and selling NFTs. That's what I know.
Like,
just what
it took me like literally, I'm not even kidding, 2 months or something ridiculous to understand this. So most websites, you go in and you log in with the username and password. OpenSea, you don't do that.
Yep.
You log in through a wallet. And I couldn't understand it because it's, you know what I mean?
And he kept asking me, I don't understand. You don't
I don't
log in with a
fucking
user
understand
and password.
this.
No, you just connect your fucking MetaMask.
Yeah, so again, it's different technology or different behaviors, and you really have to
3.0.
fucking understand that.
Web 3.0.
Yeah.
And it's early. It's very early. Even the NFTs are early. I love how people are just like, it's over, it's dumping. Like, there's so much haters out there, but the people who understand what's really going on here and the utility that some of these things are doing, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the other side, they just did like another, they call them a trip. It was on Saturday, and like people like actually were in the other side and like in the thing, and like people said it was amazing, like what they're trying to build over there. Like, they're also trying to
what's
build
this?
for the metaverse for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the other side.
Yeah.
And and they're doing the same thing with ApeCoin, like Wolf Game's doing with, and this is from what I understand, with the Wolf token, is that they want to make ApeCoin the currency for the other side, and they're going to make this game where you play and you can earn and make money. Like they're all trying to make these sustainable economies. It's very interesting. It's very futuristic, I guess you would say, but it's fucking real. And it's happening. And I really think that the ones that I listed have so much behind it, like Moonbirds too. Moonbirds had the guy, the CEO, he owns a fucking venture capitalist firm.
Yeah.
They raised money already for it too. Like, it's not just money made off of the mint. Like, some of these are setting up as real Yuga Labs, dude. They got, who owns Yacht Club, they got, and this is before Ethereum, crashed for a while, but they got valued at $5 billion, bro. Dude, it launched a little over a year ago, and in less than a year they had a valuation of $5 billion. Dude. Think about how fast. How many companies in the world ever, regular companies, went from 0 to $5 billion in a year? Tell me. That just shows you the speed of how this fucking thing moves, dude. It's insanity.
Yeah. They call it smart money. When the smart money comes in, then something's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to be the super hype that's going to happen down the road, but something's going to happen. It's going to change. And everyone thinks this is separate. What we're doing and what everyone's doing behind the scenes, they're taking the Web 3.0 technology and they're merging it with everything else. So there's the Web 3.0 blockchain guys like, it's going to be decentralized. The power's coming back to the people. But in reality, what's going to happen is, just like anything, the technology is going to merge with everything that we currently have in society now, and it's going to be like, it's going to be something slightly different, right? So just like the one example I used, so instead of logging into a website this way, you're going to log into a wallet, and that's going to be something that's slightly different, right? And everyone's going to get used to the wallet login, right? So now how do I get a wallet? Well, you go to Bitsky.com and get a wallet, or you go to MetaMask and get a wallet. So
it's crazy. MetaMask definitely the most widely used one, but and then over time, as we start doing these episodes little by little without confusing people, we'll kind of explain how we're trying to bridge the gap with Web 3.0 and with our consumer base. We're a B2B technology company. We deal with small business owners all over the country, and we have this great tech that we're developing to bridge the gap and have business owners be able to monetize their own data and with NFTs and Web 3.0 and IDs, and like it's really fucking cool. And it all started with just me just fucking around with sports and him asking questions and us thinking about it, and then the blockchain and just like, and now like because our revenue model doesn't include that right now. We have a business that has a very good revenue model, sustainable revenue model, and we're building that out. But this tech play that we're building with the blockchain is no one's doing this yet, and we believe this is the future of the company and a huge play for us. So, little by little, we'll explain how that's working and what the patent is and how that's going to work. And it's just exciting stuff,
Like, even if we didn't have the blockchain, we can do really well with what we're doing. Like, we don't have to do this, but I said this, we had a really important meeting before this, is that you dream big enough, eventually that dream turns into a nightmare. As in, like, you're going to go and try to achieve something that you never achieved before. There's going to be a lot of obstacles. You're going to have to fucking get through that shit. It's going to be very fucking tough.
Yep.
And that dream's going to turn into a huge nightmare. Like, we said, like, we want to be $1 billion NFT exchange.
$1 billion.
Yeah, so you got to dream it, and if you're going to dream it, now you got to go execute it. And we're smart enough to execute stuff like that, but you got to put together the team and the knowledge base, and we have a lot of interesting people. Ricky, Alex, Miguel, the developer. Alex is going out there to all these NFT events.
Quan, we want to bring a lot
of
these guys.
There's a lot of guys that we want to bring on.
How would we do it with Zooms and shit like that to bring guys on?
Streamlink and
Streamlink.
We can put them right here.
Maybe put them on the laptop.
We got to find,
put a big face right here.
Some way.
We got to figure something, because he's going to be in Tampa most of the time. So we're going to figure out how to do that and bring other guests on, other blockchain experts on, NFT people. Like, we're going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, we curse a lot. You could hear that. So this is definitely not your normal NFT show. I've listened to a lot of NFT podcasts, and I don't want to be a dick, but a lot of fucking dorks. So we want to bring some comedy to this, make it fun, make it entertaining, and just learn from people who are building a Web 2.0 business and a Web 3.0 business, and how we're trying to bridge the gap and put it together. But I do think that we're on the right side of the right ones, and out of those ones that I listed, I know more than one of them is going to be a huge winner. And when you think about it, right? You own 10. There's only 10,000 of them. You own one of 10,000.
Yep.
Right. So imagine there was only 10,000 shares of Amazon, and you owned one of only 10,000. There's millions. I don't know how many shares there were, but like if you're on the right side of a couple of these, it's life-changing, crazy shit. You know what I mean? But everybody's like, oh, look, crypto crash, NFTs are dead. And then watching a couple months, they're going to be right back up again. ETH will be at 4,000. Bored Apes will be at fucking 150. Like, that's what's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
But those 99% of the other bullshit are going to fucking disappear, poof, and be gone.
You said this before. Half your team, dorks. You understand that, right? Half your team is a fucking dorks. Like me. Like, Miguel.
I'm not
hey,
mad
go fuck yourself.
I don't hate dorks. I just like using the word.
It's a good word.
It's a good word.
Nerds are better. I think nerds are better than dorks.
All right, I'll say no. I won't say dork.
Hold on. What's the difference between a nerd and a dork? I have my perception.
I think nerd turned into a cool meaning now these days, where dork is still like a little.
One of them has seen a pair of tits before.
One of them
a
seen a
nerd.
pair of tits
A nerd
before.
has.
A nerd.
From Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay,
Yeah, Revenge
okay.
of the Nerds.
I'll refer to nerds then, because nerds are kind of cool now.
Yeah, nerds are cool.
All right, we're going to be doing this show, like once, probably every week, probably after the Mad Lab show, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll fucking do it solo, Quan, if I have to. What's the video of the guy from CNN? We'll do it live!
We'll do it live. That's Chris Barton.
All right, see you next week.